if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
What is good? Osiris here, stuck in the middle. Seattle gay pride group charging whites for reparations to enter event at City Park. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. I think this will be uploaded in the afternoon. Is it okay to laugh, like, just to prevent from crying? I mean, it is Seattle. I don't know if it's a big deal. Dang, we're really in a crazy place where Seattle gay pride event organizers say they're charging white people a reparations fee. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a big deal. It's just, I don't know, just Seattle. Wait, I don't know if I'm doing this justice. Let me read this one more time. There's a Seattle gay pride event. It's called, well, it's from a group called Taking Black Pride, which is a creative name. I like that name. Because it's like taking back pride, taking black pride. That's dope. That their organizers are charging white people, so white people only, a reparations fee to attend. And this isn't just on some private property or this. They've got the support of the Seattle City Council president and also mayoral candidate Lorena Gonzalez and the Seattle Human Rights Commission. They're doing it on property owned by the city of Seattle. So I don't know if they have a if this is permitted or not. This article does not know if this event is permitted. A lot of these events, they're not even looking to get permits anymore because what are they gonna arrest them? Nobody's prosecuting, arresting these type of things. But I would hope that's not legal. Let me step back a second. This is a gay pride event, taking black pride. So you've got that intersectionality with the words black and pride, at least in the organizing of it. I don't know if that's the title of the event or not. But are we doing reparations for gay pride? And I am a supporter, generally speaking, of whatever identity anybody is. My thought is, you're just you're a human being. So it doesn't matter what politics you believe in, what religion you believe in, what identity you claim or are in, whatever group. I have no reason to hate you. And that includes people on the far left and far right. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize. I don't care what group you're in. This is asinine. I just have to say it. Critics question whether the race-based admissions fees are appropriate. What do you mean question? There's not a question here. It's inappropriate. It's ridiculous. It should be illegal if it's not. I'm just not a legal expert on the laws there, but common sense says that should be illegal. I mean, we wouldn't be debating it if it was a white group charging black people to get in. And there's no question in my voice. Don't critics question. There's no question. I don't know who's questioning their criticism of this. But notice, if you do question, the organizers are pushing back, and they called criticism of their admission structure casual violence. Now, that term violence is very important. Where else have we heard the term violence? From the Joe Biden administration on the program that's cracking down on online commentators, on any online figures, commentators, voices anywhere that could incite violence. So you see how quickly we got from I'm pro gay pride but I have a criticism of this one event charging reparations to white people. Now, they can choose to pay it or not, but that shouldn't be legal. And damn the law, it's just not right. Even if the white people who do it are okay with paying it, it's not right. And I can speak on that. But you see, now we translate into my words now have become casual violence. Does the Biden administration think that my words are now violent all of a sudden? That's how quickly and that's how slippery the slope is. I'm criticizing something that should be as milk toast as Wonder Bread, but now it's violence. Someone who I'm a lover, not a fighter, all for peace and love a fellow citizen. Now I'm a violent offender because I criticized their gay pride event reparations fee that they charge $10 to $50 depending on someone's ability to pay. So go ahead. If you know what, if they're not going to prosecute, if it is illegal, they're not prosecuting, arresting in there, go do you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to say how stupid it is though. That doesn't mean I'm trying to cancel you. Do you? Especially if they're not going to stop you. Do you? But that's that is a special kind of stupid. This reminds me of you ever someone messing around with you, and I've done it before where someone's messing around with me and I don't know if they're really playing or not, so I'll just kind of play around with it, kind of acting like it's true. And they'll see that I don't really want to acknowledge they're playing around. And then they'll just make it crazier, make the story crazier, crazier, crazier. And then you get to the point where you're like, okay, I got it. You're fooling around. It almost feels like that's what's happening now. Because they said this is the second year. I'm going to get to that here. They said this is their second year in a row doing this. So I almost thought like maybe somebody was doing the event and joking, like, you know what? I bet you the white people who come here, we could charge them reparations and they'd pay it. And we could pocket it or whatever we do, or do good with it, whatever you do with it. And they're like, no, no one would do that. And then they charge it, and it's like, and they make extra money and like, oh shoot. Next year we're gonna do it again, 10 to 50. I don't know what it was last year, but hey, next year, make it 100 to 500. You just keep going until at what point are we gonna say, nah, bro? You got me twisted. I'm good. At what point are and I'm gonna say that, but at what point do the white people who do pay these fees, what's the amount where they're gonna be like, nah, I'm good? Like, is it 1,000? Is it 10,000? Like, what if they said, our reparations fee, it's been a rough year with COVID and all these other things going on. Our reparations fee now has gone up a little bit. It's 100,000 to 500,000 now. It's a mil to 5 mil now.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparation.
I mean, you deserve it if you're gonna pay this. Oh my goodness. They said that it's gonna focus on centering who we are and what we need to feel empowered, joyful, and heard. That sounds great. But why do you need a so-called, in your words, reparations fee to feel empowered? Like when I'm empowered, I don't need to charge someone a fee. It's like I'm looking for self-empowerment and centering who we are. I don't need you to pay me a reparations fee to do that. But I guess they do here. All are free to attend. However, this is a Black and brown, queer, trans-centered, prioritized event. White allies and accomplices are welcome to attend, but will be charged a $10 to $50 reparations fee that will be used to keep this event free of cost for Black and brown, trans, and queer community. Okay. Hey, so I guess if you're going to pay that, you can pay that. Here's where another angle is should be brought up. If you are really out here for reparations, you should be irate at this. this makes a mockery of everything. You should demand that this stop. Like you should demand, well, you should criticize it because I'm not for forcing anybody to stop. But if you are for reparations, you should be outspoken against this. I'm not for cancel culture where you demand that it gets canceled. No, I'm going to speak against it though. Criticism from a group that banned gay cops. So Charlotte Lefevre, I apologize if I pronounced the name wrong. Charlotte Lefevre and Philip Lipson, the organizers behind Capitol Hill Pride. This is the group that banned gay cops from their Pride event. They're good to look at because they're on the left. They didn't like it. They complained about it to the Seattle Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission of Seattle is a far-left activist group that helps advise the city of Seattle on human rights issues. And they supported the reparations fee. I think that's time to disband. If I was the Seattle government, I would get rid of the Seattle Human Rights Commission if they can't understand that human rights don't involve arbitrary reparations fee for a pride event. Those on the left criticized it, and they responded. They were not happy. The event that put on the fee said the audacity of Capitol Hill Pride. That's how they titled it. So they're saying the audacity of this group to question our fee. It has come to our attention that Charlotte Lefevre of Capitol Hill Pride has reached out to KOMO and KIRO News to complain about our Pride event. Dog whistling. They're accusing a Pride event group, left group, of dog whistling. To who? Like, who's listening to that whistle from that group? Dog whistling, taking Black Pride is an invitation to the inevitable white supremacist and potential police activity we will receive in the event of a news broadcast. So they're saying they're outing it too much, I guess promoting it too much. Regarding our ask for sliding scale reparation donations, the donation has already incorrectly been described by KOMO4 News as a white fee. You don't own the English language. Now, it's incorrect. The Taking Black Pride group did not call it a white fee. So that's if you say that, that's incorrect reporting. I can call the fee whatever I want to call it. Y'all have gotten this thing way out of hand, way twisted. You don't get to tell me what I call your fee. I can call your fee whatever the hell I want to call it. I've gotten to this with people about critical race theory. They say, you don't understand critical race theory. No. I understand what it is. We just don't agree on the interpretation of what it is. And we don't have to agree. Don't tell me I don't understand just because your interpretation of the readings of Derek Bell, Kimberly Crenshaw, whoever are different than mine. Don't do that. A white fee is a kind. I call it an asinine fee, an embarrassing fee, a hustle fee, an idiot's fee, an idiot's tax. I call it whatever the hell I want to call it. You don't control the English language. I've seen what you've done with it, and I'll call it whatever the hell I want to. We've got to put a line here where this is okay, this is not okay. Don't tell me what to call the fee. We are saddened and disgusted at the gross and dangerous mischaracterization of reparations at Taking Black Pride by Charlotte Lefevre, organizer of Capitol Hill Pride, and by KOMO and KRO News. We got that. Here's where they said, for the second year in a row, the organizers of Taking Black Pride have asked our white ally supporters and accomplices to honor our intentionally created Black and brown centered event by paying reparations. Hey, no harm in asking. You're not doing, well, it might be illegal because where it's being held. I don't know. But hey, you can do it. The fight against critical race theory by many right-wing politicians. Of course, critical race theory is a Democrat thing. They're just flat out openly saying it. We know that while many BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color folks, have physically been freed of chains, residential schools, and internment camps, and other atrocities, many of us are also still living under the weight of systemic control and physical confinement. We know that we still face systemic barriers and marginalization as a result of white supremacy that often creates disparity in health, education, class, socioeconomic status, housing safety, and level of police violence. These disparities are only magnified by LGBTQI status. So that right there, that end piece is the definition of intersectionality. I don't think this is what my interpretation of when Kimberly Crenshaw coined that term intersectionality, and I don't think this is what she meant by it. I don't think she at the time saw that this it would turn into this. Now she's been on that roller coaster to ride it wherever it takes her, I think. But that's not what she was saying. I think she was making, well, I know for a fact she was making a legal case. There were holes in the law that left people like a black woman in limbo because a company would have black jobs and most men would get those, and so the black women would, and then they would have women jobs labeled and kind of designated for women, and white women would get those jobs, so black women would kind of be left out. So the legal community in Harvard saw that and said, "Well, what about black women?" And then she coined that term, intersectionality. Now you see how it's evolved to everything. It's so confusing. They're talking about by black, indigenous, people of color, then LGBTQI, and then they're saying it's only magnified. So I'm like, who am I paying represent? Am I doing reparations only for LGBTQI who are also BIPOC here? It's just confusing. It's out of control. I've been going on too long for this. I just have to end it. Well, let me. I had a friend in college who he had a deep, very white voice, and he would call whenever we would order pizza. He would call a pizza place and he would sweet talk them. I can't do it like he did, but hey, how you doing? I don't want to take too much of your time here. We're just trying to order a couple pizzas for delivery. Appreciate you. I've got a coupon here for 2 extra large pizzas for $5, and it says unlimited toppings. So here's what we'd like to do. He didn't have a coupon. He made the coupon up. We're getting hustled. Take care.